How do you even begin to talk about the Make My Video series? Well, we can already conclude it's officially the bottom of the Tom Zito barrel. To start off, these are the true anomalies in gaming and are notorious for being the pinnacle of just what you would call bad games. Now, if for some reason you've never heard of these, you should consider yourself lucky. But if you're still here, the premise is basically you watching a music video and you get to edit it with other very limited stock footage that the game provides you. That's all it is. The biggest problem I have just listening to the idea of what these actually are is who would want to buy this? Who would this ever appeal to? The only niche I can think of would be people who aspired to be future editors. Okay, so let's say that's the only demographic Digital Pictures was after. Do you even realize how small that group of people would be? Right off the bat, you're limiting your potential sales. Throw in the fact that you hardly have any options to play with and very little control, and you've just made one of the worst things ever. Don't just take my word for it. Look up any gaming magazine's worst lists of games and you'll see these games high on the list 90% of the time. Game Informer, for example, gave their first, and from what I understand, they're only 0 out of 10 to these games. So in reality, the Make My Video series pleases no one. The only way to do this is just to do it. So we'll start this with INXS. And wouldn't you know, it's still packaged. So I'm gonna get a real dose of the odor of the 90s. Smells like repression. We start off with a bar and a pool hall. Now your first reaction might be, what does that have to do with music video editing? And you're right for thinking so, but each one of the Make My Video games includes some sort of storyline to, I guess, motivate you to edit? Which causes another problem right there. If I'm your target market, I already want to edit. So really you're just wasting my time. What you have are these two snotty girls who are controlling the pool table and they won't leave until someone makes the ultimate music video. So basically you're stuck with all these cookie cutter stereotypes from the 90s coming up to them where you can pick their choice. So here comes the other problem with this title alone. Everyone in the bar hates this music playing and wants it shut off. The game is supposed to be promoting the band INXS. So why would you make the motivation be to make the best video so the majority of the people in the bar can have what they refer to as better music?
Sick of this video. I want to watch Megadeth now. Yeah, this video's trash. We could do better than that with our eyes closed.
Which is obviously the way you dress. Do you want to try working with these social outcasts? So, you like the video?
I guess.
You mean you don't like it?
Is that what you think?
I don't know. Okay, Mr. Cool. Give us your gems of wisdom. Tell us how you'd make it.
What do you think? Even better. What do you think?
Did you women know that pool was developed in France in the mid-15th century? It was called billiards, from the French word billiard.
You're blocking the video. You make a better door than a window. And a better doormat than a door.
Most people don't know that the video age began long before MTV. In fact, I'm quite a devotee of the music video art form. I can do better than that, with your help.
If you can do better than that, I'll show up in a whipped cream bikini.
Are you crazy? Do you realize what you just said?
What do you think? Should I be worried?
I think if I beat the game and you're not in a whipped cream bikini, I'm gonna be pissed. So our choices are not Bill and Ted, not Screech, not Dylan from 90210, and not buying it. And if you don't make a choice, this happens.
You're just a big tease, aren't you? I hate a tease. I thought you were gonna go the distance.
Like,
I guess
what's
not.
even happening? She's pulling stuff out of her shirt? Someone help me, I don't get it. Let's try this Surfers.
Totally awesome girl, okay? Like you. Alright? And then she's on the beach, and she's like in this totally awesome bikini, okay? Alright? And then you get like these totally way buff guys, right? Well, like us. Alright? You slather oil all over your...
So we have to find chicks and dudes with oil. I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud. Oh my god. What is this? Wow. Alright, well let's talk about the controls first, I guess. Just as you can see, you press A, B, or C to include the footage you're seeing into the main music video, which is situated at the top. If you hit up or down, you can cycle through colors and different strobe effects. That's it. That is the whole game. You can't stop any of the video in any of the boxes. It's just all continuous. You're just watching stock footage along with the actual music video. You can't even leave this mode if you get bored. You're just stuck here. This is amazing to me. There's no real editing here. Things are just being flashed at you and you literally are just hitting buttons. You're just watching stuff. In fact, this shouldn't have been called Make My Video. It should have been called INXS. Things are happening on screen. This isn't a game. This is not a game. I'm just staring at stuff. To add to what you are staring at, when this is the only screen that required any kind of graphics, could you have made the frames look any more plain? For that matter, why are the frames so unbalanced and uneven? Could you have made the video screens any smaller? The Sega CD's video quality has always been crappy, but you managed to make it worse by decreasing the size of the video. When I have to squint to understand what I'm seeing on screen, you f***ed up. And it manages to get worse. Once you've suffered through about 4 straight minutes of this, your reward is to watch what you did for another 4 minutes. You can't even cancel out of this. You can't skip it. It forces you to watch it. This is purgatory.
That was okay, right? Alright, but it's easier if I show you, okay? Alright, now this is good for him here. Alright, now this is Sokola, you know, for the dweebs from the Inland Empire. Alright, now this is what you did. Alright, not great, but not Sokola. Oh, yeah.
What? I beat the game? Where's my whipped cream bikini? This is astonishing. No joke, no setup. My first time playing and I beat it in about 4 minutes. Imagine being young and saving up all of your money for a game you wanted and literally beat it in about 4 minutes your first try. I have complained in the past that hell, a cyberpunk thriller, was the most dreadful and boring game I've ever played in my life. But at least there, with as minimal as it was, I was still doing something. I was still participating here and there. With Make My Video, I did nothing and was rewarded with watching the same nothing. There's not a single thing redeeming about this. This must have taken a week to program. But you know what? At this very moment, I don't care because it means I can move on. Next is Criss Cross.
Yeah, what up? This is Boy Packer, and welcome to Make My Video. Got my video editor out there, hooked up and chilling in the control room awaiting your scenario, but the miggity Mac Daddy and the diggity Daddy Mac, but the miggity Mac, the miggity Criss Cross. The hotline is smoking, so let's get right to our first caller, please. Kick it. Who this?
Yo, Boyd, my main man. Right on. What it is, bro.
Yo, man, you sound real corny there, Obey. Why don't you, man, just be yourself, man. Chill out.
Well, this is Norman, and I'd like to see Jump with the kid strobed a lot and flipped upside down. No girls, and I like the old checkers, guys. Oh, and Smear. Lots of Smear. Yo, Make My Video.
Okay there, Opie, but I'm warning you, you watch that language.
Oh, it's time for the finale. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. So instead of a pool hall or a racist DJ who's whiter than Tom Jones, we get to watch some kid looking around his room for a remote, followed by being bothered by his sister. Oh boy, sure is exciting.
He's so cute.
You're such a perv. This guy is a serious musician. This video should be top.
A serious musician? F you!
Make my video. This isn't gonna work.
That's your sister!
Let's ask someone else what they would do.
Not that!
Quitting's not an option.
Just like before, you can choose who you want, but does it really matter? Who cares? It's the same awful plain graphics with nearly no options. You're again just staring at stuff. However, now it's worse because you're dealing with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. That's some quality stuff right there. Hell, if I want, I can even follow along with the lyrics in the instructions. But why? You can add the lyrical caption in-game, so why is this here? In case I want to read my son a bedtime story?
Are you going to read me a bedtime story?
I am. This is from a little book called Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and it's called I Need Money.
Aww.
I need some money. I need money. I need some money. I need money. Well, it's Friday night, and I'm calling up my honey. Bitch better have my money. Word, 'cause times is hard. I lost my job, my wallet, my friends, and my credit card. My brother's a millionaire, and he don't even share. For all he cares, I could be on welfare. I need cash in a hurry, and it just ain't funny. Man, I need money. Now sleep good, ho. So I win, and Marky Mark calls me fat.
The video was fat. The video was fat.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I can't even decipher the reasoning behind these games. And to make it worse, there's no end messages from Boogerman. So once again, I'm at a dead end. I guess I could pray to Crom. Worked for Conan. Crom, I have never prayed to you before. I have no tongue for it. So grant me one request. Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen to me, then to hell with you! Well, it was worth a shot. Hello, Half-Bit. Who are you? I am the architect. I created the gaming matrix. I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and although the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also irrelevant. Why am I here? Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the gaming matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly, which despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden to assiduously avoid it, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here. You haven't answered my question. Quite right. Interesting. That was quicker than the others. Others? What others? How many? The gaming matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version. There are only two explanations. Either no one knows, or no one f***ing cares! Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations. I don't speak thesaurus! Ergo, vis-a-vis, concordantly. Hey, Macarena, height. You are here because the world of gaming is about to be destroyed. Its every living pixel terminated, its entire existence eradicated. Bullshit! Denial is the most predictable of all human responses. That and morning boners. But rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have destroyed it, and we have become exceedingly efficient at it. Choice. This is about choice. The function of the half-bit is now to return to the source, allowing a temporary dissemination of the contra code you carry, reinserting the prime program. After which you will be required to select from the gaming matrix 23 individuals, 16 female, 7 male, to rebuild the gaming universe. Failure to comply with this process will result in a cataclysmic system crash, killing everyone connected to the gaming matrix, which, coupled with the extermination of the gaming universe, will ultimately result in the extinction of the entire gaming race. You won't let it happen. You can't. You need human beings to play your games to survive. There are levels of survival we are prepared to accept. However, the relevant issue is whether or not you are ready to accept the responsibility for the death of every human gamer in this world. It is interesting reading your reactions. Your 5 predecessors were by design based on a similar predication, a contingent affirmation that was meant to create a profound attachment to the rest of your species, facilitating the function of the half-bit. While the others experienced this in a very general way, your experience was far more specific, vis-a-vis revenge. Boogerman. He entered the gaming matrix to destroy your Super Nintendo at the cost of proving a point. No. Which brings us at last to the moment of truth, wherein the fundamental flaw is ultimately expressed and the anomaly revealed as both beginning and end. There are 2 doors. The door to your right leads to the source and the salvation of the gaming universe. The door to your left leads back to the gaming matrix and to him, and the end of your species. As you adequately put it, the problem is choice. But we already know what you are going to do, don't we? Already we can see the chain reaction, the chemical precursors that signal the onset of emotion designed specifically to overwhelm logic and reason. An emotion that is already blinding you from the simple and obvious truth. He is going to make his point about Tom Zito games, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. Hope. It is the quintessential human delusion, simultaneously the source of your greatest strength and your greatest weakness. If I were you, I would hope we don't meet again. I was holding that the whole time. Oh, shit! Why? Half-bit your ridiculous hatred of Tom Zito and digital pictures. You think they don't deserve a place in history? They don't. Oh, but they do, half-bitch. Think about games like Assassin's Creed or Batman's Arkham City. How many times did you clear out a room of bad guys with just 1 or 2 buttons? Or other games today that have rail shooting sequences where you have very little interaction or control. Oh my god. You're right. Many modern games have tons of movements that are executed by the touch of just 1 button that give you the false feeling that you're actually accomplishing more than you are. I never thought about how little control I actually have in many of today's games. Many of them are done so well that you don't realize how many time sequences there actually are, or the fact that oftentimes you only need a couple of buttons to persevere. In reality, programmers just complicate things and give the appearance of choice. Supreme Warrior, Night Trap, and Sewer Shark can easily be considered as one of the beginning inspirations of time cutscene sections of games. Kids on site really just improved on the quality of that control. Even with the Make My Video series, which only allowed you to try to time certain images to be mixed into the actual music video, I can't help but wonder if they could have helped fuel the idea behind things like Guitar Hero. As awful as these games were, they were really baby steps to the overall picture of what we enjoy in gaming today. Before you can walk, half-bit, you have to learn to crawl. Tom Zito saw a small glimpse into the future. You were right. They do deserve a place in history. You were right. Yes. Only one problem. And what's that? I'm the one with the gun. Hello?
Hey, hun. There's a Super Nintendo here with the note from Boogerman.
From Boogerman?
It says, from Boogerman. Thank you for everything.